And that is how I make the best cup of coffee that I've ever made in my life. I bought this just over a year ago when I started the car camp. And I liked the coffee that I made so much on that trip that I've been using this every single day, about twice a day on average, to make my coffee at home. I probably have, well, certainly over 500 brews out of this French press right here, and it's still going strong. I really can't believe how much money people will spend on a French press when something like this is 25 bucks. It works so well, and it's got serious longevity. I think I need more coffee before doing this part of the video. It's part of my problem. Oh, and this is the first I've ever seen this coffee in the stores, Cameron's Specialty Coffee. My name is Cameron. I have nothing to do with this, but I figured if my name was on it, nobody would touch it. But this is their Costa Rican blend, and it is very smooth. It is a wonderful breakfast coffee for sure. I can't really do without my coffee in the morning. I am totally an addict. I am not a coffee snob. I will drink whatever sludge comes out of a machine, but I definitely appreciate a good brew when it's available and when I can make one so easy. Part of the cost of using a French press is that it does need to be cleaned between each brew, but it's not really that hard. I like to have a little bit of water still in it. Oop, gotta turn on my pump. So before pulling it apart, I'll get a little bit of water in there. And then pull it apart, swirl it around. And then that should get most of the grinds off of the press. And then with this, I often just dump that into the garbage because you don't want those grinds going in your drain, whether you have city sewer or you have septic like myself. I'm out at a campground, so I'm gonna dump it in the garbage. Oop, like I said, I'm gonna dump it into the garbage for other reasons. And then you're still gonna have just a little bit of grinds in there. Rinse that out. Rinse this out from the inside out because that pushes the leftover grinds off of the screen. Then rinse the gasket that's around it and then the bottom. I just take a paper towel and I reach in. I'm getting my fingers on the inside of the bottom and getting all of those old grinds out. Clean off the top, and then you'll get grinds accumulating on this ring right here. And that's all you need to do for the press part. Sometimes you do need to pull the gasket off and clean underneath, but you don't have to do that every time. And then for the carafe, I just wipe it out. It's stainless. And now it's ready to go for another brew. So with it clean, I can talk a little bit about the parts and give you some hints on brewing your best French press. This is really just a stainless steel carafe. This is plastic with a rubber gasket here and a metal screen here. There's a lid that comes with this, but since you can't use the lid while you're using this to boil water, I never use it because by the time this brews, I just pour the whole thing into a tumbler. The idea with French press coffee is you put boiling water and the grinds together and you let them sit for a certain amount of time, but you can decide how long that's going to be based upon the kind of coffee you have and your preference for strength. I like at least 6 minutes for my coffees, but I'll let it go even longer. I'm not super picky once I get it strong, and of course there's kind of a diminishing marginal return for how strong the coffee is going to get for more time with the two mixed. And then this presses down and separates the grinds from your brewed coffee. So it pushes all the grinds down in the bottom here, and then you just have your brewed coffee up top, and that's what pours out. And that's it. That's all there is to a French press. That's why you can use these out in the wilderness. It's super easy tech. You want to make sure that your grinds are coarse like this. It's going to be sitting right there in the water. You don't have to worry about it being super fine. But the problem with too fine a grind of coffee is that the grinds will block up. They'll get kind of in the screen mesh here and block it up. And so you'll find it's very hard to push this down. And in those situations, I just lift a little bit, push down, lift a little bit, push down, lift a little bit, push down. You might have to do that if you made your coffee too fine. But if you have problems with kind of like hydraulic lock, it's because the screen is actually getting blocked by the grinds underneath, and you just have to kind of shake it clear and then push on down. And a good way to prevent that from happening is making sure that you have your coffee ground for a French press. This is one of the cheapest products in 9 years of reviewing things for YouTube that I've ever recommended. And I recommend it wholeheartedly. I really do use this every day, twice a day at home once I started using it. If you're interested in getting one for yourself, please use the link in the video description to place your order. It supports the channel when you do. Be sure to subscribe for more videos on things like a French press. I really appreciate you watching The Tech of Tech, and I hope to see you next time.